What up, what up, what up? Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your homeboy Red again, and we're back in the kitchen. So today we're going to be cooking the famous Bajan souse and pudding. And I've done a bit of research on that, and I actually found out it was actually a slave dish from the slavery times, like when the slave master used to sell the main bits of meat. The slaves would get the leftover bits of meat, like the feet, head, and tail and stuff, and they used to have to make the meal stretch between a lot of them. So yeah, it's quite informative and that. So yeah, I'm gonna be whipping that up today. You've got to give me a bit of leeway because it's my first time trying to make this dish. But yeah, it should be fun anyway. So stick with me, and I'm gonna show you some of the ingredients we'll be needing today. Anyway, guys. Alright guys, just to start off, I'm going to just wash the meat down. I'm going to just use a lemon to wash the meat down and just water, because I'm going to prepare the meat first. So while that's boiling down, we can prepare the pickle and the pudding. Okay, so let's get it started anyway. I'm just going to wash the meat down. And then I'm just going to spray it, then just wash it with a lemon as well. Because the lemon will kill all the bacteria that's on the pork. So yeah, just cut that fatty bit off. Alright, now that's going to get transferred into the pan. Alright, now that's going to be, we're going to start seasoning this up now. Okay guys, so basically I'm just going to put my pig's tail on to boil some of the salt out of the tail, because they're fresh pigtails. So I'm going to put it down to boil for 30 minutes. And then I'm going to add it to the shoulder and start seasoning the shoulder, and I'm going to take it from there. So I'll be back in 30 minutes. Oh yeah guys, I forgot to mention, every 5 to 10 minutes you want to drain out the liquid, because you want the liquid to be running clear. So yeah, I'll be back. Okay guys, so I'm just going to add my pig's tail to my shoulder, and I'm going to give it a light season with some all-purpose savoury seasoning. The Bajans don't really do this, but I like to, because it's pork, I like to have my pork flavourful, because pork's quite bland. So I'm just going to give it a little light seasoning. Nothing too special, it's just a little seasoning there. Alright, now that's good. Now I'm going to add my water. And I'm putting just enough water to cover the meat. So that should be fine. And then now I'm going to add a piece of garlic. No, sorry, ginger. It's about, I don't know, about an inch worth of ginger. I'm going to be adding 3 cloves of ginger. Garlic, sorry. And some bay leaves. And some cloves to the mix. And now I'm going to just sprinkle in my salt. You need quite a bit of salt on this to make it flavourful. And then now I'm going to put that on the stove to boil down. Alright guys, now that's just come to boil, I'm just going to add a bit more salt. And I'm just going to throw in some black pepper in there as well, to give it a bit more extra flavour. I'm not trying to be shy with the black pepper, I'm just putting a lot in. And then yeah, I'm going to reduce the heat to 3. It was on 6, now I'm reducing it to 3. I'm going to let that boil down for 2 to 3 hours, and we can start on the pickle. Alright guys, so these will be the ingredients we'll be using for the pickle. You're going to be using a whole bunch of spring onions. There may be 15 there or so. You're going to be needing some chives, a whole cucumber, some paisley. What is it? Parsley. Some parsley then. Some thyme, a whole bunch of thyme. A large onion. You're going to be needing 7 limes or lemons, but I'm using 6 limes and 1 lemon. You're going to be needing a red onion, a sweet pepper, sorry, and you're going to be needing 3 Scotch bonnet peppers also. Okay, first I'm just going to start off by squeezing all the juice out of the lemon and the limes into my bowl. Okay, now I'm using a handful of chives. I'm just going to cut them fine. I'm going to dice them up, and then I'm going to add them to the lime, and I'll show you how they look diced up afterwards. Okay, now I'm just going to transfer my chives into my lemons and limes. And then now I'm going to start chopping up my spring onions. Alright, so now I'm just going to be chopping up my spring onions. I'm going to be doing them not too fine, but not too big either. And I'll speed up the video as well, so you guys don't get bored of me chopping spring onions all day. Okay, now I'm just going to transfer my spring onions into my lime mix. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now I'm just going to dice up my medium-sized onion, and then I'll just be transferring it into my bowl with the other ingredients. Okay, now I'm just going to add my spring onions to the mix as well.
They're not spring onions.
My onions, sorry. I've got my auto-corrector here. Crack me up. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to dice up my whole cucumber. I've taken off 2 of the sides of my cucumber, and I'm not going to chop it too fine because I don't want it to turn to mush afterwards, so I'll show you how it's done after I chopped it up. As you can see, I haven't chopped up the cucumber too fine, but now I'm just going to transfer it into the other mixture in the bowl. I might not use all the cucumber because it's looking at there's quite a lot there. But yeah, I'll say that's enough. Now I just chopped up my parsley, and I'm just going to transfer that into the bowl as well. I cut it kind of fine. Yeah, so I'm just going to pop that in there as well. And I just noticed that if there's not enough liquid in your bowl, you can just add more lemons to your liking as well. Okay, now I'm just going to dice up my red pepper and my Scotch bonnet peppers as well. I'm going to do them quite fine, and I'll show you how they're looking after I've chopped them up. Alright guys, so now I'm just going to transfer my pepper and my Scotch bonnets into my mixture, and be careful when you're using Scotch bonnet, guys. Try to wear gloves if possible, because Scotch bonnet will burn the shit out of you. Like if you rub your eye after touching Scotch bonnet, you're going to be in trouble, so be careful. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to be using about half of this thyme because my thyme was quite a big thyme, so I'm going to use about half. And I'll show you how to just quickly peel thyme. You don't want to put the stalks in there, you just want the leaves, and you just want to run your fingers down like that, and then that's your thyme there. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now we're just going to transfer our thyme into our mixture. I didn't use the whole bit of thyme, but yeah, because thyme waits for nobody, and we didn't want too much of that in there. Alright, so let's give that a mix now. And then I'm just going to taste the juice to see how it's tasting. Yeah, I'm just going to add some salt to it to give it a bit more flavour. Yeah, and that's the pickle done. Alright guys, just gonna check to see if the meat's cooked through in the middle. Just checking to see if it's cooked all the way through. Yeah, we just cut the fat bit off because we don't want the fat bit on there, so we're just going to be using the main bit of meat, and we're just going to be popping that back into the juice for say another hour or so. Alright guys, so now we're going to be making the pudding. The things that you'll be needing to making the pudding is 4, I don't know, biggish size sweet potatoes. You'll need a tablespoon of chives. You will need browning sauce. You need salt. You need turmeric, sugar, and you need olive oil. Alright guys, so to begin the pudding, we're going to start with skinning the sweet potato. Yeah, and boiling them through. Okay, now our sweet potatoes are all chopped up. We're going to put it on to boil, and then we're going to mash them down, so I'll be back when they're boiling. Okay, so while the pudding's cooking, I'm just going to cook up the breadfruit as well, because Bajans like to have that as well, so I'm just going to skin this up, and then I'm going to boil this down as well. Okay, so now my breadfruit's cut up, I'm just going to bring it to the boil, and when your breadfruit drops down a little bit, that's when you want to start seasoning it up with a bit of salt and pepper as well. So I'll be back. Okay, now the breadfruit's kind of gone down, I'm going to season it with some salt and some pepper, and then just going to let that boil down. So I'm just going to leave this now. Okay, now we've cut up our meat, we're just going to transfer our meat into our sauce. Okay, now just to finish the sauce, we're going to use 3 or 4 ladles worth of the gravy, what the meat cooked in. Now to finish the sauce, just going to mix it all in. And that's the sauce done. Okay guys, I just checked on my sweet potato, and my sweet potatoes are ready. They're all nice and soft, so I'm going to drain off the water and we can start making the pudding. Alright guys, to start the pudding, we're going to use a teaspoon of olive oil. And then we're going to throw in our chives. Or chavs, as they say in England. No, I'm joking, I'm playing. You know them sweetmates, like them chavs with the gold rings and that. Alright, now we're going to mash this down. With chavs. So you want it to be all mashed down totally. Okay guys, so now we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of the Bajan seasoning. I made a video on the Bajan seasoning, so if you want to check that out, you can check that out too. But now I'm just going to mash that in. Okay, now you mix your seasoning in. You're going to put 5 tablespoons of Demerara sugar. Yeah, and then you're going to mash this in. Okay, so now I'm going to use a tablespoon of the browning sauce, because this gives the pudding its colouring, because this would have been the pig's blood, but you don't want to use too much of that. And then you just want to mix that in, and then put this back on the stove. Okay, now you've added your browning sauce, you just want to keep this on the hob and mix it down to infuse all the flavours, but don't do it too high. Okay, now that's been on the hob for a little bit. It's only been on the hob just to reheat it, basically. That's basically done. And the breadfruit's done as well. Your breadfruit should be soft as well, so it should be just coming off, and it should be like, it shouldn't be white no more, it should be like a yellowy kind of colour. So now this is ready to dish up, and that's the end result of the souse and pudding when it's all finally put together. And so guys, that's basically how you make the Bajan souse and pudding. For my first go, it was pretty cool, man. It was an experience, man, but it's not that hard. After doing it a couple times, it should go pretty smooth. I didn't have no problems cooking it anyway. So, but if you like the video, guys, like and subscribe, hit the comments below, and any questions and answers, hit me up, man. I'll try my best to answer them, but stay tuned. Thanks for watching.
Now work in the market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of the shelter.